G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in the north of the map, it is the one and only Lord DauT. Yes, it is been quite a while since we've casted DauT. The last time I think we casted him, he was playing on the Mongols, but today he is going to be playing the Abbasid. So, looking forward to seeing what he's going to be having for us today. His opponent who spawns on the opposite side of the map, it is Give You Anxiety. This player, you will know him if you've ever played Age of Empires 3. He's a titan of Age of Empires 3, and he's going to be playing on the Mongols. So, we'll be looking exactly how these two players look to open up this game. We can actually see GUA deciding, I think he was deciding to do a little bit of a potential cheese? Not cheese, but, you know, Age 1 strategy. But then he's switched over to food, so you can see him quite heavily on food now. Got a villager on gold here as well. Pretty nice spawn for him. Typically, with the Mongols, what you're looking for is a wood line and a gold mine, and that's exactly what he's got here. So, pretty nice opening for him. Going to be picking up a triple sheep over here to the east of the map as well. We'll check in on DauT. We'll see what he's up to. Starting off with a single scout. Going to be dropping down that House of Wisdom now. And this is quite a good map for the Abbasid dynasty. Primarily just because of the way that you can wall it. So, you just one wall here, one wall back here, and then a wall over at the front. He does have this little spot behind the back. I guess you could almost call it a pocket. But not a lot of resources back there for him. So typically on this map, you would have a big stone in your base, but it doesn't look like it's spawned there for him. But still a bit of a curious map gen, this one, how one player's sort of got the corner. I definitely prefer to have my back against the wall. But wait, did GUA get a double sheep spawn around his base? I think GUA's got a double sheep spawn on his base. He had 3 here, and then I think he had 3 here. So very fortunate for him. DauT might be able to spot this sheep. It's right on the cusp of his line of sight. I don't think he will get it. But going to be going for the standard age up here as well. So nothing too complicated for either of these players. GUA, almost up now. He's got the Uvu out nice and early. And GUA probably going to be looping back around to his base. He's going to need to drop these sheep off because these ones are going to be running out very soon. I think it's quite difficult for us to click on these sheep. But I can suspect that they've probably got less than 100 left on them, and he does actually manage to pick up these 6 sheep, so he's going to be really happy with that. He's got another sheep at the back of his base, another sheep on the way in. Yeah, man, he's going to be very wealthy when it comes to sheep. DauT, on the other hand, has managed to pick up 5 sheep, so that's not too bad. He's going to get a 6th sheep on his way back in as well. So, pretty nice opening for both players. We've got the age up coming through now. No surprise, it's the economic wing coming through for DauT. Now, the economic wing is probably considered the best age up, the best generalized age up. The other ones are a bit more specialized, so you can go for the military wing if you're thinking about age 2 aggression. You can think about the culture wing if you're thinking about playing on the water. But otherwise, it's probably best just to go with the economic wing. With regard to the trade wing, though, you want to save that bad boy till later in the game. Even if you've got like a really cool spawn, like we can see here, with the trade post being right along the edge of the map, so it would be very easy for DauT to drop a market in his base and start trading out here. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. While the tech is powerful, it's to invest that early in the game, it's just not worth it. And so that is why we don't see players going for it. But we do sometimes see players go up to the Imperial Age with it. So we'll tune back in with DauT when he gets a little bit closer to aging up. We'll look back at Give You Anxiety. GUA going to be going up with the Deer Stones here. With the Deer Stones, that's going to enable him to be accessing the YAM network a lot sooner than he otherwise would be able to. So, for the YAM network, the way that it works is it enhances the movement speed of cavalry and traders. But there's an upgrade that you can get in the Castle Age. I think it's at your Uvu, potentially? If it's not at your Uvu, it might be at the Outpost, where it affects all of your units instead of just your cavalry and your traders. And so, what it does is it unlocks that for you, and that begins to affect everything. So that affects your infantry, your archers, it affects your villagers. And so it's quite an economic boost as well, because you got to think about it, right? Your villagers, when they're walking in between their resources, and then they're heading back to the town center, you know, there's a speed that they're doing in that, 1.12 movement speed. But then when they've got the Deer Stones nearby, that movement speed gets increased. So as we see the Deer Stones come up, you'll see it go from 1.12 up to 1.25, I think it is, 1.29. So you can see they've got a little bit of a jog on as well. So they start running a little bit faster. So, well, GUA gonna be getting DauT's scout here. There's no surviving that. 14 villagers in that town center. That's a lot of extra arrows. Very nice from GUA, and already getting a pasture down. So quite a curious opening here from GUA, and straight away it just opens up and gets a sheep out. I didn't realize that. You build your pasture and you straight away get a sheep out. That's pretty nice. Oh, I love that sound. Don't you love that sound? So GUA not thinking about... I really don't know what his plan is at this point in time. I think he's just going to wait and see what his enemy is up to. But with this many villagers on wood, it would make me think he obviously wants to be spending a bit more time focusing on his economy. But he's going to drop an archery range down now. Move this back towards the Uvu. Begin double training. We'll take a look over at his opponent. And no surprise, big bad DauT going for a second town center. So we'll see if GUA's actually spotted that one out. He has spotted out the stone, but I don't think he's come in recently to look for it. There's also a hunt here that hasn't been taken yet by DauT, so I don't think GUA is actually aware of the 2TC opening from his opponent. It's actually a quite late 2TC, but it's a very nice positioning here from DauT at this point. So normally you can actually look to get a TC up before the 5-minute mark. You can get it down at 4:45, but against the Mongols, you always do want to be careful with that. But GUA now going to continue circling around the base of his opponent and look to spot out what he can find. We have the maneuver arrow now beginning to go off. GUA also going to be dropping down a blacksmith, so could be looking for a one base all-in. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that from him. He loves the one base all-in, and we can see him rallying over towards the front of DauT's base. And I'm sure once he spots this second town center, he's going to be very, very happy with his decision to do that. Now, one of the things that players have been doing, and I will note it's very, very hard now to do the ram all-in, so I'm curious to see whether GUA is going to be able to pull this off, is so you can refocus your town center now. It makes it really easy for you to actually kill ramps. So we're going to see the mechanic in action, hopefully. I mean, we'll talk about it more as it happens, but essentially what's going to happen, the way it used to work. So for anybody unfamiliar with the new ram change, so let's talk about GUA's town center and pretend that, you know, there's a push happening here. A whole bunch of archers are coming in with a ram. So the ram goes in first and it starts tanking. All of the aggro from the TC is going to go towards that ram. And the ram's going to come under the town center, it's going to begin hitting it. And the archers are going to step in with it. And subsequently, the town center can't fire at the archers because the aggro is being held by the ram. The archers then prevent any villagers from killing the ram because the archers are able to come in underneath the town center. The change has meant that you're no longer able to hold aggro from the town center. The player can actually choose to attack units and the town center will do it. And what that means is if the ram pushes under the town center, you can just right-click the archers with your town center, and you can just start killing them. And then that's going to force your enemy to retreat back out from your town center radius. And then by doing that, you can then just pop villagers out of the town center and begin sieging down the ram. And so it's a significant buff to early game booming and a huge nerf to late or to early game aggression. But speaking of late game booming, it looks like DauT is going to be playing in the blind here. Probably thinks his Mongol opponent is doing something similar to what he's doing. So he's going for a double town center. You can see here, he's opening double town center. He's got all of the villagers out the front here on the gold mine. He's got another gold mine out over to the side, but he's got no idea about what is rolling into his base as the maneuver arrow goes off. And GUA looks to begin picking off the villagers. No textile upgrade coming through just yet. We'll have to see whether he decides to queue it up. It's going to be really important for him to get that in as quickly as possible. And now GUA going to be looking to put on some damage towards the front of the base. We have the mining upgrade that is going to be coming through in 10 seconds. He should be able to get that through before the ram manages to do any significant damage. But now you already see him evacuating out towards the back mining camp. He's going to be giving up a couple of bounties here. So the first bounty going to be coming over now. There you see, 50 wood, or 50 food, 50 gold. So I thought that got nerfed in the last patch, but I guess not. Second ram going to be coming out now. And GUA going to continue pumping out all of these archers. So just a single archery range, I take that back, a second archery range. I like how he's just got the pasture here as well, just slowly trickling in those sheep. And now GUA, so this is all, so far from what we've seen, this is to be expected. This is a normal part of it. The real difference is going to happen when he actually tries to go for the town center. Do we have textiles? No textiles coming through yet. So these vills are going to get picked off very easily. So textiles is going to give him an extra 25 health. So going from 50 health up to 75 health. So important that you get it because it means that it's going to be a lot less difficult for your villagers, or a lot more difficult to kill the enemy villagers. But now GUA looking to commit towards this push significantly. We see more units being reinforced across the map. He's got a lot of archers out, and I think this is the right play. The only difference is I would be looking for a +1 as well. He's getting a +1. Wonderful. GUA is doing everything by the book at this point. Villagers now beginning to move out, here, this is the difficult spot because GUA, you got to wake up right now. GUA probably going to be losing this battering ram. He's going to be trying to, he manages to, oh, he takes it out with a couple of the arrows from the town center. But he can actually use the town center and fire down. We'll see if DauT realizes that he can do it. We'll ride on board with DauT and see that radius. But there you see the villagers popping out at the front. So very cheeky moves from him. So for anybody wondering how you do that, it's a little bit complicated. But essentially, he needs to task his villagers onto this stone mine. He manages to get them out the front again, and see, you can see that GUA is unable to really come underneath this town center because he's going to lose villagers, but it looks like this is going to be going down anyway. You can see GUA now going to have to be putting this down, so GUA very scared of coming underneath the town center, going to be losing that second ram, and going to be forced to make a third ram. Not a lot of villagers, and DauT now reaching the third age against GUA, so DauT going to be looking at making some lances, and that is indeed what he's going for, and you can see just how many resources he's got in the bank. It's ridiculous. Looks like he's almost going for a fast Imperial behind this, but now that battering ram going to be coming in, and look, DauT is going to be happy if he, or rather GUA is going to be happy if he can at least get this one town center. This is going to be his third battering ram. You can see he's coming in here for the bounty, but now look, once again, GUA, he can't come in underneath this town center because he's just going to lose his archers, and subsequently he's not paying attention, and the battering ram's going to be going down. So there, oh my lord, it manages to come out with 4 HP, but the town center just fires it down and takes it out. But you can see the damage that's coming out on that archer. He's got +1, so no wonder he's just taking so few damage. He's taking so little damage. There you go, Drongo. You got it. You got it in the end, Drongo. And now the lance is going to be coming out. Do we have +1 coming through just yet? It doesn't look like it for DauT. No blacksmith for him, but he is holding on at this point pretty well. I do like his position. Even though GUA is obviously on the aggressive here, I do like DauT's position. I'd love to see him heal up this town center as well. It's been a bit tough for him because a lot of his villages here are his wood villages, so he's been having a bit of a tough time with it, but he's looking quite strong. House going to be going down for him as well. We'll check back in on GUA before this push happens. We've got an archery range, another barracks, another archery range. So a lot of units coming out in here as well for GUA. And now we'll watch carefully how he micros, and Lancers now going to be trying their best to get in here. You see the villagers actually getting picked off. GUA doing a great job of that. Now going to be trying his best to come back. Hardened Spearman getting in on the action as well. And now this ram, keep in mind, it can be bypassed. The town center isn't going to fire it down 100%. He's got to be careful. His micro is so careful now with the way that the interaction works here. And you can see he redirected the arrows out towards these archers. And ram now. Golden Age has now been deactivated. GUA's got to get back up here. He's coming up here. 4 Lancers now coming out. He's doing pretty effectively against these. They do 2 damage a pop. And he's got how many archers in here? He's got 25 archers. So they're doing 50 damage, but GUA now going to be losing that ram. So is that the 3rd ram or the 4th ram that goes down? And GUA sort of probably shaking his head at this point in time, saying, damn ram. But we'll do a quick stock take. We'll see where the players are at. 53 villages now for DauT. GUA at 42. So 42 versus 53. Not terrible. I tell you what, from GUA's perspective, I think he's going to be okay with that. I think it's pretty decent. DauT now looking to pick up reinforcements here, doing a pretty nice job with this as well. He's got more Lancers back here if he wanted to. 6 more Lancers. Jeez, he's got a lot of Lancers out here. He could really be cutting off enforcements, or reinforcements rather, at this point. Iron Undermesh coming in through DauT, in for DauT right now. He's got so many resources in the bank. Now going to be getting wedge rivets as well. Wedge rivets rather. Now we see this battering ram coming out. 10 villages in the town center. I don't think DauT's realized that he's going to be able to. Yeah, I don't think DauT knows he can reallocate the town center fire here, but GUA definitely knows. You can tell from the way GUA is playing, he's very scared of losing those archers. A lot of Lancers out now. Beautiful slits right there, heading through those archers, or heading through those spears rather, as the Lancers look to get their scimitars out. I think it's a scimitar, it's a sword apparently, doing sword damage, and all those spears on the front line doing a great job to just provide that little front line. Archers doing their best to continue microing back, and GUA putting out a lot of damage out here. He's managed to escape with most of his mass, and we do have that +5 armor for his opponent, so he's only going to be doing 1 hit at a time against it. So one thing to note, DauT is actually going for wedge rivets, which is going to take him from 5 armor to 6 armor. But in reality, it doesn't actually matter, because his enemy's archers rather, have 6 damage. So they're only going to be doing 1 damage to him anyway. And if you go up to 6 armor, you're still going to take 1 damage. You know, if your enemy does 1 damage, and you've got 1,000 armor, you're still going to just be receiving 1 damage. That's the way the armor works. It's always going to do a minimum of 1 damage. And so in this situation, you know, it's all. I think the term is superfluous. I don't know, or redundant. Maybe it's redundant at this stage. Like, definitely, if GUA looks to age up, then definitely think about getting that +2. But at this stage, it's not that relevant. But now, all those Lancers going to be coming out, and GUA in a bit of a difficult spot, I would say. He's got a significant mass here, but keep in mind, it really isn't much. Once those spears go down, his archers are going to be in a terrible way. He needs to get back towards here. I think I just heard a landmark going down for GUA. I heard something. Was it the deer stones potentially moving? GUA's still not aging up at this point. I swear I heard it. It sounded like it. Maybe I'm just going crazy. Maybe I'm going crazy. DauT now still sitting in age 3. Looks like he's got some villagers on stone, so could be looking at putting down a castle. Men-at-Arms coming out, and this is where it's going to become very difficult for GUA, because Men-at-Arms are a lot cheaper and very significantly more effective against their archer counterparts. But Beastie QT just coming in. I saw that 15 minutes ago. Big Beastie. I apologize, man. You came in 15 minutes ago, bringing all your friends with you. I didn't even see. Thank you very much, fella. We're probably going to be casting some of your games soon, so if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because there's going to be lots of Beastie content coming up very, very shortly. But Men-at-Arms now going to be continuing to push back GUA, and we can see the DauT's beginning to pull ahead. I think he's up by about 1k score at the moment. Now, keep in mind, he's playing against Mongols as well here. So Mongols are always going to have slightly higher score. DauT now pushing on one front with Men-at-Arms, and at the same time raiding with his entire cavalry force. 10 Lancers here. There's only 20 spots in this town center. GUA is going to be down to 20 villagers after this. We'll change over to him. He's sitting on 43 villagers, but he's going to have absolutely no space in this TC as the majority of villagers look to get in there. The Khan now getting killed on one front. GUA attempting to get back towards his main base. He knows that if he loses this, his villagers are all going to be killed. Manages to somehow keep the majority of these Lancers from doing too much damage. Still sitting on 42 villagers at this point, so it's not over for him, but he needs to get up to the next age at this point, because if he doesn't get up to the next age, he just simply dies to armored units. And this is a difficult thing that a lot of civilizations have got problems with. The Mongols are obviously one of those. If you get caught in the second age, how do you deal with these armored units? And the real answer is that you've just got to try and get up yourself. If your enemy gets up ahead of you, you just kind of got to fall back, and you just got to sort of like wait it out. You got to get up yourself, and you got to try and counter them, you know, with armor or crossbows or springalds or whatever it is that you've got. But in age 2, there's really not much that you can do. And you know, sometimes we do see players look to do springled tower defense, but even the Mongols, they don't have access for those springled towers. So now we've got DauT now beginning to put down some rams of his own, and he's going to begin sieging towards the base of GUA. He's pulled up about 1,300 score at the moment, and I'm definitely pretty close to calling GG at this point for Give You Anxiety. It's not looking pretty for him. Getting raided once again. Another raid going to be coming in towards the south, and behind this, let's take a look over at DauT and see what he's got going on. He's on 78 villagers, so double the villager count of his opponent. He has secured this, and he's really etched out a lead here. If I was going to, you know, if someone asked, okay, Drongo, how did GUA lose this game? What was it that caused him to lose this game? It was not trading efficiently here with his rams. So unfortunately for GUA, those rams, he lost a lot of them in the early game. Forward castle now going to be coming down as well. GUA looking to evacuate the base, but you know, it's just going to be a matter of time. The Men-at-Arms are eventually going to collide with these archers here. I don't think GUA's got any age up coming through. He's not even close, unfortunately. He is looking to get outposts up, but I think it's going to be too late for him for that. So unfortunate for GUA to be going out this way, but it is a consequence of playing the Mongols and playing against those fast castle civs. I think this is part of the reason why fast castle is so strong at the moment as well, just because of how unstoppable these units are. Like, you just look at this, 6 damage against the 6 armor. They're barely scratching them. You've got 33 archers in here. That's going to take 5 volleys just to kill 1 Men-at-Arms. The new Khan rises. The new Khan has been killed. What's the saying? The king is dead, long live the king. The Khan is dead, long live the Khan. That old classic. But GUA's base in absolute anarchy at the moment. We'll take a look over at his opponent and see what he's got going down. It looks like is he close to that 2nd level? He is. He's actually hit the 2nd level. So he's got a total of 33. So very, very nice from DauT, dropping down all those houses. You can see them. Even though he doesn't need those houses at the back, he's hit his 2nd level of the Golden Age. And towards the base of GUA, he continues struggling. He keeps fighting on, but in classic GUA style. And he's going to be trying his best to micro out his opponent. But DauT continues pushing his lead. He's up to 89 villagers now. GUA sitting on 37 and trying his best with the ram rush, but just not really going to be successful, unfortunately. So it all just came down to those rams, and he needed to move his archers in closer, but unfortunately, I think he was just very scared of losing his archers in that situation. to the town center and was just keeping them back. The angle that he was attacking from as well is considered a very favorable angle, but DauT doing a great job of keeping his villagers popped out the front, so it managed that there was meant that there was a lot less running time. But now we see the town center almost going down here. Battering rams are coming in very, very slowly. A forward castle going to be coming in, and GUA's army slowly getting taken out. We see the villagers getting picked off here by GUA's archers. He's doing his best to try and run away, and he's going to tap out. So good game going over to DauT. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've enjoyed this game, make sure you check out GUA on Twitch. I'll leave a link in the description so that you know exactly where to find him. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one.